want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll take for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics with Jenn. I am your host. I'm Jenn. Today, I am going to be quickly discussing the USS Liberty and the military-industrial complex. I have been putting out videos. Hey, Cinderella, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I know that it was a short notice. I'm trying to get my lives in when I can, things that I'm seeing. But I've been putting out videos since June. I've been putting out videos about the military-industrial complex. I've been putting out videos about King Charles. I've been putting out videos about Donald Trump. And what I am seeing is, and what I've been seeing, what I've been talking about is a false flag event similar to the USS Liberty. And I'm really concerned that that is going between now and the end of September. I'm really concerned about a false flag. And I want to talk about the USS Liberty, the corruption, the military industrial complex. I don't think that when we really, I don't think that we really understand that it's not just like, say, the CIA, it's not just the bankers. I think that there's a lot of them that will come together with a conspiracy. And it is that type of military industrial complex that I'm talking about. I think that Eisenhower was talking about. Eisenhower, he was, when he left office, he was talking about the military industrial complex. We know that that is a big part of the JFK. Oswald wasn't some lone shooter. We know this. Like, we really know this. And we know that the USS Liberty wasn't just, oh, oopsies, with Israel. I think that there was some people that were collaborating. And this is a big problem that's been a big problem. And we really don't have a good handle. We, the people, don't really have a good handle on the corruption that has been taking place in the United States of America, or the United States of corporation. I really don't. I don't even think that we really understand the significance here. Today, Tucker Carlson put out a post, and then he put out a video. And I want to share a little bit of that. And then I want to talk about the astrology, because I think it's very important. I really do. I think it's very important that we look at this. We talk about this. So here we go. This is Tucker Carlson today. This is about the USS Liberty survivor, reveals what really happened the day Israel attacked and the lies covering up. There has definitely been lies covering things up, guys. And let's get into this real quick. That way I can show you the astrology.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Why? I just want to go back to what you said about your belief that the Johnson administration knew that this attack was coming on the Liberty. Why do you think they would have allowed that?
Commander Lewis, who was a senior intelligence officer aboard a ship, and I both had pretty much the same wounds. My glasses protected my face from debris. His eyes were sealed shut. We were both medevaced off to the carrier America. Admiral Lawrence Larry Geis, who was the Task Force 6 commanding officer, included the carriers USS Saratoga, USS America, and the guided missile cruiser, the USS Little Rock, asked for Commander Lewis to come to his stateroom. This is several days after the attack had taken place. He swore Mr. Lewis to secrecy until after his death, told him that he had ordered aircraft to come to our aid. Planes were launched from the USS Saratoga. They had nuclear weapons aboard them.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara ordered them returned. Both Admiral Geis and skipper of the Saratoga, Captain Joseph Tully, figured out that was probably because there were nuclear weapons aboard them. They were recovered. Conventional aircraft with conventional weapons were relaunched to come to our aid. Captain Tully re-notified Washington. Secretary of Defense McNamara came on the circuit again and ordered those aircraft returned. Admiral Geis said, I want to exercise my authority and hear that from higher authority. Well, the only higher authority was the president. This is the conversation that was related to David Lewis from Admiral Geis. The president said, "Get those aircraft back. I will not have my allies embarrassed." They were using unmarked aircraft, and we did not know who was attacking us. How did the president? The number 2 man in the US CIA at the time was a gentleman named James Angleton. James Angleton was not only the number 2 man in US Central Intelligence Agency, he was a double agent, which is really Mossad.
Mm.
Many of us survivors believe that we were set up by our own government. False flag operation, sink the ship, no survivors, blame it on Egypt, get the United States involved on the side of Israel against her neighbors. And excuse me, Tucker, what's happening now?
What's happening now? What is happening now? When I heard him say that, I had to put up I immediately pulled up Lyndon Johnson, pulled up the transits, and I was like, yeah, we need to talk about this because that is what I'm really concerned about. And you guys know that I've been concerned about that looking at the Abraham Lincoln. You know, we were talking about the Abraham Lincoln, and then what happened? Oopsies, the school, oopsies. And we're I think we're going to have more of them oopsies. I do. With our ships. I'm really concerned because the thing about our military men is what I gathered after 9/11, after September 11th, is that our servicemen are used in a big way. In a big way. After talking to a lot of them after 9/11. I don't think that that this is going to work out if they were to try to do something like that today. However, who knows? Because the things that are happening, like with say Epstein, who's in jail for that? How many of our leaders are in jail for that? How many of them are accountable? So there's no accountability whatsoever. Absolutely no accountability. And I could go on and show you guys this video and some of the things, but he mentioned James Angleton, and I've got James Angleton. James Jesus Angleton. I've got him from the Kennedy assassination. So I've got him. I've got his birth time and everything. I've got Lyndon Johnson and the president of Israel at the time, Shazar. Got him. And again, this is what I'm seeing. And I don't think that it's just the United States government. And I'm going to show you guys that. I want to show you guys the astrology of what I'm seeing with this event. Let me show you. Let me share my entire screen. You know the deal. You know the drill. Hey, Jill. Hey, guys. Thank you for being here with me. You know, you could be anywhere else doing whatever, and you're just hanging out with me. And I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that so much because your time is valuable. When we look at um, this event, let's go back up here to let's just pull up. Let's just go ahead and start all over. Let's pull up the commissioned USS Liberty and let's look at the connection because when I read your chart, okay, when I read your chart, I show you connections that you would have in your chart with someone else. Those connections are for a reason and for a season, however long that season is. Okay. But there are connections that we make in life with other people that have the same degrees in the chart. So actually, I think what I'll first want to do is I want to show you the lunar nodes of fate the lunar nodes of fate. Let me go ahead and pull this up with Lyndon Johnson, because that's who we are talking about. That's who this thumbnail has, is Lyndon Johnson. So let's look at Lyndon Johnson and the transits right now. And this is what I really want to show you guys, is that the South Node is at a 203. Okay. It's at a 203. And that is exactly where Lyndon Johnson's Mars is at a 203. Okay. 203. That's his Mars. What is Mars? I've said so many times that Mars is a vehicle, it's the body. This is about the warring with the ship, okay? The ship at sea. And so this axis, right? This axis is going to be the Pisces and Virgo axis with the sea. All right. So now we see that as Tucker is talking about him, we are seeing where Lyndon Johnson has been before, which is being accused of having something to do with this action that took place in 1968. Happened on June 8th, 1967. My bad. So 1967. All right. So we know that there's a fate that is taking place with where Johnson has been before. So let's look at Johnson and when the USS Liberty was commissioned, because the chart for each ship, if there is a documented time, if there is a documented date with a city and state, that means that as an astrologer, I'm able to pull that chart up from when it was commissioned. All right. So Lyndon Johnson is on the left and the commission is on the right. And immediately when we are playing the numbers game, immediately, right, we can see that Lyndon Johnson, his Neptune, if I'm looking for a perpetrator, I want to look at the Neptune and the Cupid when I'm looking at a perpetrator. So that's where I'm looking. I go to it first and I do find the 1619, and it's right here in the chart. It's a 1619. So that is where the sixth house of health with the USS Liberty, the intensity of the investigation of the deaths are at a 1619. The anti-vertex is also the 1619. And then we've got the second house is a 1619, their values with home. And then we've got the 1619 that is the ruler right here of the eighth house. So we've got 1619, okay? So not only is it intense, but the values with the USS Liberty is also where Lyndon Johnson hides things. So why do I say hide? Because Neptune rules the sea, right? Neptune rules the sea. They were at sea. Neptune also has to be dissolved. This is things that we would have to dissolve in order to truly get down to the bottom of some of the things that Lyndon Johnson would hide, especially when it has to do with home and money. And it would be connected, that 1511 is definitely going to be connected to Virginia. Most definitely. So this is showing us that there is a connection between the USS Liberty and Lyndon Johnson. And when we look at say the attack. So let's look at Lyndon Johnson and the attack. So that's 1619 had already come to Hygeia. Hygeia had already went over that 1619. And so if there would be anything planned, it would have been planned then. That would have been the time of the plan. The moon is in Gemini, and as you can see, there was a new moon that day. New moon with communications. There was a new moon in Gemini. So this new moon is setting a stage right here, sorry, right here with his public image, with communications, at least two people that he would be telling or talking to for them to, do the deed. And it's so important because, the false flag that is I see that could be coming up, it has this degree in it. And I'll be talking to you guys a little bit more about that. Let me see when that's going to be again. I want to say it was the 19th. No, or the 17th. Let me look and see. Let me see when that's going to be because there is even though Lyndon Johnson's gone, don't matter. Don't matter because his ascendant, we will be taught. Oh, that was July 7th. That was July 7th. So Tucker definitely could have been setting up this interview that day. That's possible. That is totally possible. Totally. Okay. I think so. I think so. I think so. Because James Angleton, the Mossad guy that he was talking about, the Mossad, the Israeli CIA double agent, this double agent here. Um, he is definitely connected in so many ways to different states, different people, different countries. But the thing that I really notice the most is how he is connected. He is connected. James Angleton, look, he is connected to the JFK assassination with an emphasis with Cuba. That's what it was all about with Cuba. And also with Iran. I can see his connections with those countries. And I'm trying not to be all over the place, but there is a lot. There is a lot to look at when it comes to this event, USS Liberty. We'll look at Shazar. He was the president of Israel at the time. And as you can see, there's a lot of energy at the time when the USS Liberty, when that took place, that attack. And it was a huge weight that was coming to him with a lot of energy, like a directed energy type of expression. And we could see that the wake up call palace at a 1653, she's right here. That's exactly where she's at. And I could go back and forth and I could show you everybody's connections. But I want you to understand that this has been going on for so long. For so long. And Jupiter at the time of the Liberty attack was in Leo. Jupiter is now in Leo. Hey, Janet, good to see you. Jupiter is now in Leo. And the things that I think we are going to see coming up is pretty crucial. But I wanted to also show you that the people that I saw that was ruling this attack, the fate was on Queen Elizabeth. The fate was on her. The 455 that was in transit of where we've been before with other people's money, with the South Node and Scorpio, with the death, relationships with money. The 455, this is where she is receiving information. She is receiving information from a relationship. This relationship, this partnership. And you can see that she has in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. She has a physician that is a 347. Look, this woman is also connected to this event. And so when we think about, when we think about the military industrial complex, we need to go deep. She was totally embedded with the CIA. Totally. And that energy is actually, let me show you, the 438 that is in transit. Well, that is coming into transit. It's a 439 now. The 438 is going to be a 24-hour transit. That's with the CIA. The CIA. They have a 438 in Leo. So they are being opposed by groups. And they're already feeling it. They're already feeling it. Will it express itself tomorrow? I know it will. I know it will. It definitely will. But this is definitely something that we are going to be watching, because that 438, when it comes to the Queen Elizabeth, there's a justice that is coming to a 2754, and it comes to her with the wisdom. She knew exactly what was going on with this event. Right now, Pluto is activating her Mercury in the 2nd house of values. But then tomorrow, when it comes to the CIA's 438 and their everyday, there's her 6th house is going to activate her chart. Yeah, she's dead. It don't matter. It's still, we are still talking about the same thing. Will there be things going on at Buckingham Palace tomorrow with the home, a reigniting of family, of home? Of course, we can see it. We can see it in her chart. We can definitely see it in her chart. Of course it will be. The 1611 today, well, a lot of people are talking about it. 1611, they're talking about the family. They're talking about Prince William and all that. Where is it at? Shit. The 1611 with the transits today, it's with her and her fam, her every day. And the 1611 is right here. So it is being activated. The Queen Elizabeth, her chart is being activated, right? It's being activated. The 1611 is where she has her Hygeia in the 6th house, and it's about the health of her family, the health of her homeland. It is the health, the purity of health, and world health. And that is exactly what I'm bringing your attention to, is that she was also in on this. She was also in on this, I believe. I sure do. And I could keep on showing you different reasons why. Let me go back to she's got a 347, and it's in, let's look at him, and we'll just go down the line. Hold on. Let's see if he's in transit today. Of course, he's dead, right? But he should still be in transit today with this energy, with where Lyndon Johnson's been before, with his little, allies, the allies that he was talking about, these allies that took out the USS Liberty. So today there is the physician Apollo, who shines enlightenment, brings enlightenment. The physician that called this order was the president of Israel that day. We know that. We know that. But to see it is a whole different ballgame. Now we see it. He has a dark moon that is a 1319. The 1319 is where the United States shines with relationships and partnerships at home. And this man obviously does not like the United States, nor does he like what the United States stands for with the communications. So, yeah, I mean, he definitely it was a part of it. We know that. Sure do. Sure do. Right now, the Vulcanus in Leo is a 431. There's a lot of attention on the things that are hidden with the investigation here at home because no one has been held accountable. Our government and the things that they do behind the scenes, killing our own people, there is no justice. That 431 is exactly where Shazar's lunar nodes are. His south node in the 8th house of death, rebirth, and regeneration. His north node in the 2nd house, right there, 431. So not only is the fate hovering over the south node with the Mars of Lyndon Johnson, but there's an activation in Shazar's chart as well as Queen Elizabeth. And I do think that there is going to be another type of false flag. They want to get our minds off of certain events, off of certain people. And the way that they can do that is to create another event, a sideshow. Okay, a sideshow. So, Shazar, if our CIA double agent was actually working with him, or as that man called it, the Mossad, then he should be James Angleton should definitely be connected to him. They should be connected in their charts somewhere in the charts, I would think. And of course, I would, I'm just thinking that they do have the right birth time online. You would think so, but you never know. You never know. But I would think that they would. I would think that there are connections with the two. So I'm just going to look at it real quick and see if I see anything really quick because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time looking. But I'd say that if that is what he really was at the time, he's going to have some kind of connection here. So I'm looking. And it should be right through here, I would think. 1324, that is such a Cuba. That is so Cuba. 503 and a 531. There's the 503. I'm wondering if we got his chart right. James Jesus Angleton. Got him with the 2. See, he's got a 2913. Shazar does, and he's got a 2914. They're skipping just one little bitty minute. The relationship that you know for the United States is a 2027. So James Angleton is also connecting to the United States at the federal level with a relationship. Shakes people up, shakes him up in the 4th house. Of course, that's home. The 9/11, the United States definitely has the 9/11 in their chart. So Shazar is certainly connecting to the United States on a few levels. Few levels. He's got a disordered aggression, and then he also that would be where this information that comes in. Yep, it's done. Yep, it was done. There, the ship is, we got casualties, whatever. That's where that teacher of the sea. And this 1531 is, of course, that's also with Virginia. And then again, he's got this outer wheel that's a 653 and he's got a 652. So I'm not sure that we're looking at the correct chart for Mr. Angleton. I don't know. Because I would definitely think that these two, and that's if they had anything to do with it, if he had anything to do with it. And it could be that I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. But I would really be interested now in looking at the queen, her chart. It maybe because she is so connected to our Secret Service, to the CIA. Let me make sure. I'm telling you guys right that it's the CIA. Yeah, it's going to be the CIA. That 438 right there with the queen. And the CIA is connected to the Secret Service right here. See, they have a 438 right here as well. So there's a lot of, that's the directed energy right there. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So just for the record, I want to go ahead and I know that I've said this before on different lives, different videos, what have you, but I do want to say that let me get the chart up. The USS Abraham Lincoln. This is where I'm really concerned because the Abraham Lincoln is, well, it's connected there. Chiron here in the sixth house of health is definitely connected to Donald Trump and the Israeli president, Bibi Netanyahu. It is, it was commissioned in Virginia. Of course, that's why, it's got the 1511 with Virginia. But the problem that I see here is that when the dark moon comes to this 2851, when it comes to this 2930, when it comes to the 2955, this could have something to do with the past blow up of the children with the Lincoln. But I'm not 100% sure because this degree right here, this 544, let me show you something. There is right now a breakup. There's a breakup with two. There's a breakup with communications. We've been here before with Johnson. When the dark moon, as you can see, the dark moon is at a 2239. It's at a 2239. And it's coming to this 2246. So it could have something to do with the past, the courts. It could have something to do with that, but it can also eventually, this 2955 is in an opposition with King Charles, with his Uranus in the 11th house of Gemini. And it is going to come in September and is going to oppose him. And I see a lot of things in this chart that cause major, major concern for me as an intuitive astrologer. Could it be that everything that I was seeing when I first looked at the chart is that all that there is? Or is there going to be another false flag attempt? Because this 409 is about to be activated in the ninth house, and it could have something to do with the investigation of the oversight or, something. And well, no, it wouldn't even be the oversight. I don't know who would investigate it, but it could be, something that we are going to be talking about more and more for some reason, because that 408 is going to be coming into that 409 tomorrow with the CIA, and it will be activating the chart of the USS Abraham Lincoln. And I've been looking at the other charts of these ships, and I'm just really concerned that there's going to be something else. Actually, that's going to be tomorrow. I just showed you guys tomorrow's chart. Right now, it's okay. So I just showed you guys tomorrow's chart. Interesting. Okay. No, now it is not now it's a 544. Okay. So it's already transitioned. We're seeing it right now, real time. We're seeing it real time right now. And now we see there's definitely things going on in California right now. Maybe something going on with the courts in California. I also see Chiron I was also watching this. Chiron is conjunct the yeah, guys, we just saw it. We just saw Saturn come to that 2955 ascendant with the USS Liberty. So, hmm. But yeah, Chiron is coming to the conjunct the stock market, their midheaven. There's a lot of willing and dealing going on behind the scenes. It's just a devouring energy with California right now with their relationships at home. Hmm. It looks like the ATF. There's a lot of warring going on with the ATF right now. Tobacco and firearm looks like that there's a lot of warring going on with them and their connection to Tyler Robinson. Well, well, well. But yeah, I think that there's going to be some type of false flag event that's coming. And when either way, when let's see if I've still got it up because I was looking at this last night. September 13th is when that dark moon is going to come to that 2955. So we are going to be reflecting with the Saturn. So September 13th is, between, of course, the 10th and the 13th, right? We are always reminded of what took place at 9/11. Now we are going to be reminded about Charlie Kirk. So I do see where September 13th, we could see something happening. There is definitely going to be a relationship with the FBI. It's going to shake them up with groups. And look at that. There is a divine justice with a 208 that is coming to the 203 that is going to oppose. This is what I was seeing. Yeah, that's going to oppose Lyndon Johnson. And then there's going to be a lot of warring with the FBI at this time. There is an opposition this day at this time with King Charles, and there is the 541 that is going to be shaking things up with groups and communications. And I do think that there's going to be like more whistleblowing, more things happening, more truth coming out, if you will. It definitely appears that way. It definitely appears that way more and more. And then look, there's the 1618. We know that Lyndon Johnson has the 1619, and so that is going to be the very next day on September 14th. And look, the moon is in the 8th house of Scorpio. That's the day that the dark moon on the 14th is going to come into a new sign, and it's going to come into Capricorn. And then the media, the 704, there is going to be an opposition with Israel and the USS Liberty. So I think we're going to see more and more conversation surrounding the USS Liberty, false flag events, and if there is any awakening that is going to be taking place, this is going to we are going to have to uncover more and more of the corruption. That's not just, we can't say that we want the FBI to take over some case. Look, they're all corrupt. All of our agencies are paid and bought for by lobbyists, by senators. You want to vote them out? That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Our vote would have to count first. It's all an illusion. Hey, April, good to see you, babe. It's all an illusion. And who creates this illusion? The military industrial complex. And they are also tied in with bankers, the healthcare system, our education system. I mean, 1961, I believe it was, is when the that farewell address from Eisenhower was given. I mean, it's 2026, guys. It's 2026. It just blows my mind that we still don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand how we just don't get it. They are not for us. They're against us. And everything about our history is a bunch of BS. Oh, thanks, honey. It is all smoke and mirrors. Mhm. The powers that be. And you know what? There's no Republican and Democrat. They're all the same. They're all the same. The only reason why we have Republican and Democrat is just to keep people at each other's throats. They're not at each other's throats. They're lying. They're playing us like a fiddle, like an absolute fiddle. You know, it makes me sick. Yeah, it does me too. And this man, this poor man, he's just pitiful when he was talking about, let me show you. Let's see. Let's see what the saying is the motive. Let's look at this. What he thinks the motive was. And, there's more people that could come out and talk about this because they're still alive. The ones that are still alive, we could I mean, they could talk just like this man is. Brave. So brave. Absolutely so brave that he is coming to Tucker Carlson show to tell his story. And I think that there's going to be more whistleblowers, and it could be tomorrow. That could be something that's going on. There's going to be a lot of energy with relationships tomorrow with the CIA and their connection to the king and queen, King Charles. Guys, there's a lot of a lot of backdoor deals that goes on. It's hard to say that just the United States government or just the Israeli government, that the Mossad, I don't know. Don't know about that. Don't know about that, guys. I'm thinking we could be looking at more. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Cinderella. Look at Tucker. He's so serious. Tucker is so serious right here, and I don't blame him. It's serious. So he really hasn't, he really doesn't have a clear motive. He is, he's saying we were pro Israel. And I don't know if we're the United States of Israel now because we have been pro Israel for a long time, talking about merging our military together. Trump's flying on a new plane from Qatar. I think that we are really in deep, 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 deep. Ted Tucker is always looking angry even when he smiles. Y'all, I think we need to watch between now and the end of September and see how this is all going to work itself out because we have been infiltrated for a long time. There's a lot of undoing to do. And no amount of UFO files are going to get my mind distracted off of this shit show. All the stuff going on with Charlie Kirk, all the stuff coming out about MK Ultra, the mind games, controlling the mind, the CIA, the mind, the patsies. And the CIA is corrupt. They've been corrupt. And if anyone doesn't think, I mean, how can we go from JFK, 9/11, USS Liberty, all the things that we know? Are we just going to wake up one day and everybody's going to be better? They're not going to be corrupt? Mm-mm. No. I just hope that our military will wake up and go, we're not fighting Israel's wars no more. This has nothing to do with us. We're not going to get blasted into a million pieces because of Israel. We have the right to refuse service, making it a law in the middle of the night. Why? No shirt, no shoes, no service. Also, it's common to see a sign in restaurants. Yeah, it is common. The last I saw, he wouldn't get on the plane, but maybe I missed something. Yeah. I mean, he's been getting on the plane, but, that time he didn't get on the plane. Evidently, the CIA Secret Service says, oh, there's a hit. Oh, so now, so Trump is the number one hit, the hit list for Iran. I mean, he might have some hidden enemies that he is not really thinking that is actually his enemy, like Israel. Israel is an enemy to Trump. Israel is an enemy to the United States. It's clear in their chart, it's clear in our chart, and it's clear that we could be looking at another false flag coming up. We really could. So I just wanted to come on and show you guys that these connections with Lyndon Johnson are in transit today. We're looking at where he's been before with war, the things that he has in his past. And it just so happens that, JFK and Lyndon Johnson, the FBI, there was a whole lot of people that conspired against JFK. You cannot go against the establishment and make it out alive. You got to go with it, flow with it, or you're going to be taken out. You're going to be taken out. August, I'm seeing a lot of things going on with King Charles. August is a big month for King Charles. September is a big month. There is no telling what is going to be going down. And if you guys haven't watched the video that I put out about Trump's birthday, the things that I'm seeing for his birthday, for the year of his solar return, I put out a video about that too. I watched it again last night and I'm like, God dang, it's coming. Because some of the videos that I put out in June are for July, or they're August or September. So the next 3 months are going to be pivotal for the United States moving forward. I really, truly believe that. And I know that the markets are going to take a hit at least one day or two. They're about to be taking a hit. But man, these leaders, I'm just going to have to watch and see. And I'm watching our ships in the sea. The ones that are in the sea, I'm watching them. Each day, I'm looking at their, each day that we are allegedly at war. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these ships because these carriers, um, their charts tell a certain story, and their connections with the leaders are telling a certain story. And like I said, that school being hit was no accident. It was no accident. So it's sad because the children didn't do anything. They're innocent. And I don't know what the United States has become, but it's not become something that I'm proud of at all. So, and I can see that Tucker is the same. There are other people that are the same. They are pushing back on the Israeli lobbyists. And there's no telling what is going to happen with Tucker because I think that he is setting a stage for possible, being elected at some point in time. I don't know. I don't know, but this is going to get really interesting really quick, I think. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Do y'all want me to pull up a chart? Do y'all need any type of advice? Like, what is happening with you guys? I'm about to be having a baby shower Sunday. I'm not going to be able to do the class on Sunday. My daughter, as you know, is having a baby very soon, and we're really excited about that. Saturday, I've got to go there and help her get ready, and then Sunday, we're going to have the shower. But Monday, I'll be back to, hopefully, if she doesn't have the baby, I'll be back to my normal, schedule. But once she has the baby, I'll be there for a whole week just helping her. Um, Hopefully, me and Jody can keep doing our little lives together, but I'm not sure if we'll do, I'm thinking that the class that I want to do, it will be on Monday. So y'all bring your charts on Monday and we'll be talking about the third house of communications that's ruled by Gemini. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen those videos that I put out for July, for August, for September, you should watch them. Did you read that our U.S. oil reserves are dangerously nearing depletion? I saw that today in a graph. Can't remember where I saw it at the moment, but that will be huge with the stock market. Yeah. It sure would be. I think Mitch McConnell, I think that he has been, if he's alive, he's not all there. I think that he's been gone. Like, if he's not dead, he's definitely been gone. He's not coming back. I am looking forward to it. I am. I'm so excited. Um, Sunday is, I don't even know what I'm going to wear tomorrow. I really don't go shopping. I went shopping with Jody the other day, not shopping, but just window shopping. I walked into this whole ass place in Nashville. Of course, everything's expensive in Nashville now. And I thought, man, I'm so out of style. Like, I'm so out of style. I don't even have shorts, really, you know? I just haven't went shopping in so long. It is a beautiful thing. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for that moment. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet he's a little boy. His name's going to be Alex. Alex. Alex Wayne. Alex Wayne Marshall. I'm excited. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my world. I'm just trying to, get in where I fit in, put videos out when I can. But I do know that the things that I've been seeing, I'm still seeing them for, the rest of July and August and September. And if we do have a false flag, don't fall for it. I know you guys won't. I know you guys won't. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for being here with me and bouncing baby boy blue. Yeah. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me. Peace out.